But we do need to talk about those who are about to die when Ken gets here.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, but don't waste your time.
Why?
But when Ken gets here, we can, because it's. I would rather watch The Acolyte than watch that show again.
Really?
Yes, it was that bad.
If you're saying
it's got
it's probably
51%. So when you go into Peacock, when you go and look at shows, it gives you the Rotten Tomato meter for the show. It's got a 51% Rotten Tomatoes rating. It was so bad. It was so fucking bad.
And I already have
crawling back.
There you are.
Right. So, anyways, here's the kicker on Wolverine and Deadpool.
You cocksucker.
So we're going to shift over to those who are about to die, the worst television show ever created.
Simba, I forgot to ask you, what do you think of Ben Affleck? He was as Daredevil at one point, but then he came back later as Batman. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, man, maybe we'll get a DC Marvel crossover movie.
You know, I was having a good time. I can just fucking go back.
He wants to talk to you about those who are about to die.
Yeah. Let's talk about the show that was worse than The Acolyte.
I'll say this. I'll do the boomer fucking nerd tuber thing. It does have every fucking trope. It has every single one. It has the gay emperor son. It has the genius black woman,
or as I call him, discount Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matthew Lillard.
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 What is it? Lily?
The guy in Scream.
Matthew Lillith.
That's what I kept seeing every time I saw that guy. It was like, is that Matthew Lillard's son?
To be fair, that guy might really be gay because he's got some weird movements. If
All
he's
right,
not gay. He's a great actor.
Start from the top again. What's it got?
All right. Gay emperor son. Genius black woman. We was Kangs.
Indestructible black guy.
Indestructible black guy. Lesbians. Let's see.
Oh, I need to sound some scissors for that one.
Sassy take no shit black daughter.
Typical Roman show where a guy wants to move up in his class.
Yeah.
It's always the same thing with the old Roman shit. It's always some slave owner or some guy that does shady shit that wants to move up to, up in the rungs. It's the same fucking
guy. The
same thing as Spartacus.
Working everything in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super famous guy that's only in 3 episodes.
Oh yeah.
The whole draw to the show that dies immediately.
Almost immediately, yeah, and then barely in it.
Discount discount Ben Affleck is the emperor after his father dies.
All right, these aren't really things those are.
No, he did look like Ben Affleck.
No, he really didn't.
He sure did. Look at the pictures.
Dare you. They tried to tell you that North Africa was almost completely black.
Norfolka? The Vikings from Riververse?
North Africa?
Norfolka,
yeah. Pretty much, except they're all black.
Yeah.
And somehow speak, even though they live in a dirt village, speak multiple languages.
Yeah, multiple dirt languages.
The worst CGI and green screen work you've ever seen in a television
it's pretty
show.
bad. It's pretty bad.
Like
So Spartacus again.
Yeah.
X-Men Origins Wolverine, where they did the X Factor storyline.
Yes.
And he was in the bathroom and he was looking at his claws. You remember
that
that
and they were
CGI?
like CGI, like ching 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 ching.
That
ching.
was every single piece of CGI in the show. It had the most predictable outcome
I didn't
that I've ever seen.
I'm like mostly through it, but I imagine it. So it's but here's what they do in season 1. They did it in Game of Thrones before everything got all fucking predictable and gay. Titties. There's ample amount of titties.
Gratuitous amounts of titties and gratuitous amounts of sex.
So it's just Spartacus again.
Yes, pretty much.
I hated that.
Without the cool fight scenes, without the blood just somehow.
I didn't even like Spartacus.
Cutting somebody open and his blood goes everywhere. Season 1 was good. Everything else sucked.
It was like a 300 knockoff on the fucking stylized shit. I hated
but it knew what it was. That's what it was. It was purposely doing that.
And that guy died from an aneurysm.
Tell me how you think they're gonna. Tell me how you think that they're gonna resolve the Gladiator thing. How are the Gladiator storyline in that show? Tell me what you think they're going to resolve it with, since you haven't seen the last episode.
The black guy's gonna win the Gladiator thing. That's gonna. He's gonna beat the giant fucking unstoppable weird guy, white guy. That's on there.
You are correct.
Of course the black guy's gonna win. I don't know. He shines shit in his eye, and then.
Yeah, he does throw sand in his eyes. Yep.
Okay.
And then there's one more part of that has to be resolved.
He has to kill his friend.
It's the most predictable storyline ever. Yes, he has to fight his friend at the end.
That's the wrong one.
And I was watching it going, who could have ever seen that coming? Oh my God, they're going to force it. From the moment he became friends with that guy, it was like, they're going to have to fight each other at the end.
Yeah, it sucks. I didn't expect much from it, but it's very predictable. It's very, I will say, you give me fucking boobs, I'll take a little bit of that other shit, but you got to mix it in.
It was boring.
You're such a virtuous man.
How do you make a Roman gladiator show boring? It was
Spartacus
boring.
showed them. Duh. This show sucks.
I'm not gonna. I won't go back and rewatch it, but I did like the first season when it came out. It's just because it was kind of different at the time. But yeah, the CGI
looked like
sucked.
something I made in film school, and I refused to watch it.
Dude, how does the TV show Rome look better than a television show that was made in 2024? I cannot
completely on. Go ahead.
I cannot stress enough, Till, that they're on a green screen the entire show. Like, they use models and green screens, and that's it. It's awful.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking awful.
Yeah,
it sounds like Spartacus again. I mean, it just sounds like the same shit.
It is kind of a rip-off Spartacus, but they added like.
They called it not Spartacus.
They didn't add much. Yeah.
Like they're
different Spartacus.
Totally not Spartacus.
They're writing the bets down on a whiteboard. So I guess they had whiteboards in Greece, and then they would go and erase it. But it wasn't a chalkboard. It was like whiteboard material, and the horse races were just awful.
Yeah,
like they were just awful.
A lot of close-ups, a lot of like, just clearly behind a green screen, like just pretending they're whipping horses. It was, it's kind of amazing actually. I'm changing.
Like we could make a version of that would look just as good.
Yeah.
In a green screen, like in behind you with your green screen that you have currently, you could make the same thing.
Because you're never gonna buy.
Yeah, you sound like you're in a toaster. So, but no, I'm gonna finish it. Just...
He's like, must sound fine.
It's fine. It's not muffled through a sock.
I got through like 4 episodes of it, and then I just didn't want to watch it anymore. And then you had mentioned that we were probably going to talk about it, so I was like, all right, I'll watch the whole thing. And so I spent all day watching the rest of it, and I regret it.
I promised I was going to watch it, but I never did.
Yeah.
I think I wanted this.
I let you guys have Wolverine. I was like, I'm going to finish it just because I have to, but I'm not very enthused about it. But hey, there's boobs.
Ken, you're signed up for next week. I want a written 5 to 10 minute long review of Wolverine and Deadpool.
Ken, was there
in triplicate?
Was there a single character you cared about in that television show?
No, I forget most of their names.
Yeah,
I'm still laughing about. They literally did the "We was Kangs."
Yeah, and
it was amazing.
And did the guy literally say the word "We was Kings"?
Well, he said he was telling his history and how he used to hunt in Nubia, with the Kangs.
Mm-hmm. with the Kings.
And the King.
And every important person in the show had the thickest plot armor you could possibly have. Like, no matter, they were in peril in here or they were in some situation that you were wondering whether they were going to get out of, and not a single time did you have to wonder whether they were going to get out of it, because they're not killing this person.
There's a side Jew plot where he's got a
side Jew plot. Hold on.
It is a side Jew plot.
they're using Jewish labor.
The show is all about sympathizing with the Jews. I don't like it.
Yeah, this is very convenient timing.
Sets off my white supremacy sense.
The king wanted to marry a Jew girl, and all the Jews were really pissed off about that.
So are the Romans.
And so were the Romans, yeah.
But, she's just so magical. You can't get enough of her.
Yeah.
And then she has to tell him to marry somebody else so that appease the mob. Dude, there's a part in the story where, like, the crux of it basically is some black chick in North Africa that were almost entirely Berbers, which were pretty much white people, kills a Roman because he was trying to grape her sister. So they get roped up in slavery. On the way back from a lion hunt, their brother sees him, says, "Hey, get off my sisters!" So they get him. He's a slave now, and now the mother has to save all 3. She follows them all the way to Rome. And she finds out the 2 sisters are getting sold off to houses, blah, blah, blah. And then she literally just walks into the training camp past soldiers. Like, walks in and finds her son immediately and tells him, be careful and don't tell, I'm working on it. And then just walks right out of the the multi-guard fucking megaplex that they're training in. It's like, who wrote this shit?
Look, it could happen.
Garbage.
It could
I
happen.
feel like
behind a pillar that was smaller than her.
I feel like
just kept going.
from your description, I feel like the episodes of Ghost Adventures I've been watching lately have been better written.
It's so, dude. Man. But
it's
there's
a
boobs,
terrible
guys.
show.
There's boobs.
Right, and then there's these
I got
Spaniard
boobs I can play
brothers that are
with.
horse trainers, and they come in and they start getting in fights, and they do the acolyte thing where this guy's motivation changes every 5 seconds for no reason. So the younger brother's like, I'm leaving, I don't want to be here, and then he's like, we sold the horses, let's just leave. And then somebody poisons the horses, and somebody poisons his horses, and they're all sick, and he's like, I can't leave them. And it's like, you were just gonna leave them. And then later on, he's like. I'm gonna stay and start riding because my brother got killed, and it was just like, stop. And then at the very end, he tells his I don't know if you got here yet. I hope I don't spoil it for you, Ken. But the younger virgin chick who is decided to start having sex with the youngest of the Spaniard brothers, he gets her pregnant. And then they do that thing where he goes up, she goes, I have something to tell you. And he goes, no, I have to tell you something first. I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. And as she's holding her stomach. And it was the dumb.
He's like,
and then,
what do you have to tell me? I have diarrhea.
Yeah.
Let's her go.
And then on the very last episode, she almost dies.
I didn't see that.
I know, but do you care, Ken? Do you care?
I'm gonna watch it, so no, I don't. But it's kind
So
of
that's how they get
So
the
no, I
brother to
don't.
fight the friend. Is they bring his sister out and they put a knife to her neck, and that's how they end up getting them to fight each other. And so of course the black guy wins because it's Hollywood, and so she comes back. Well, the Spaniard kid's there, and she's like, I didn't want you to leave, so I didn't want to tell you I was pregnant. And he's like, oh, I'm going to take care of you forever. Trust me. After he just told her 1 episode ago to fuck off, he was leaving forever and never going to see her. And it was just, the whole series was just a bunch of stupid shit like that. It was so bad.
He didn't want to be with her anymore because she wasn't a virgin anymore.
Yeah,
you whore! I'm gonna go to my racially ambiguous town.
Right. And did you notice that the kid of his sparring partner, that the kid was like a mixed race kid that had like curly hair?
I think I did. I know. I was like, oh well, this is a weird.
Oh, you said mixed race kid? Hold on. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a mixed race kid sired by 2 very white people.
Oh, so it's like Rings of Power.
Yes. It might have been one of the worst seasons of TV I've ever seen in my life. It was that bad.
It's for all the hype around it and it looks like. Well,
You forget She-Hulk?
Yeah. I want to say they put some money in it, but that was some dog shit green screen.
Yeah.
That was
And
not
it doesn't get much better. They spent a lot of money on the lion. So the big lion that's a part of the whole season, they spent a lot of money on that lion, and they spent a lot of money on the alligators when they flooded the Coliseum.
Yeah.
They spent those 2 were good CGI. Outside of that, everything else was fucking dog shit.
Dude, it's.
And the fight scenes weren't even that great.
No, they were so like wooden and like they were Acolyte fucking bad. Like
Yeah.
No, not even they were Ahsoka bad.
You guys are doing a terrible job of selling me on this show.
Titties.
No.
There's titties.
I got some I can play
Yeah,
with. I don't
boobs.
need some
Yeah,
behind
there's
glass.
boobs. They're wearing Roman shit. I don't know.
No, terrible job.
Like 3-guy orgies.
Well, why not skip that part? I'm
All right. We got about 15 minutes left of the show, guys.
Real quick, they fix horses with volcanic orange goo.
What?
Yeah, that happened.
What? You don't make any sense. Ken, are you okay?
No.
Well, so the horse gets
that happened.
poisoned, and so they go up to the top of the volcano and get some goo that they feed the horses, and the horses are no longer
That
poisoned.
sounds retarded.
Yeah, they shove it down the throat. And hey, Pompeii happens, and they get kind of dirty, I guess.
Yep.